Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. I've been away, been in Cornwall for a short while with my friend from America and my dear wife, and we had a tootle round there. Went to Bodmin Jail. I highly recommend that, seeing as you're all interested in prisons. And it's an immersive experience. It's got holograms and reactions. We've got a virtual guide, and it shows you the crimes and the sentences, and they have a hologram of the execution unit, and you've got to go. Bodmin Jail. I also went, believe it or not, to Dartmoor Jail. Not that I'm a big fan of jails, I am not, but my friend from America wanted to go and see Dartmoor, so we called into Dartmoor Jail. It's closed at the moment, but we managed to get some pictures, and we went to the museum there. They've got a museum of the prison, and I went in there with my friends and had a look and spoke. The guy who was running the place at the time was an ex-prison officer from Dartmoor, and I had a chat to him, and he told me that he did 30 years in the prison service, and I asked him when he joined the prison service. He said he joined in 1990 and he'd done 30 years and retired. You know, it suddenly, that little fact brought it home to me just how time is passing, because I did 10 years in the prison system, and I retired in 1985. So I had retired 5 years before this guy joined, and he did 30 years. I thought, good God, time's flying. It made me feel quite old, actually, which I'm not really. I don't think I am anyway. But yeah, that made me think, and it's very well worthwhile going to have a look at it. It shows you the old uniforms and history of the prison, and there was a mutiny there in 1932, I believe it was, where the prisoners rioted. You must go and have a look. Dartmoor Jail. Yeah, it's at Princetown on Dartmoor. Then we had a ride around Dartmoor and had a look at that, and of course as we were coming back the fog came down. God, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. It was difficult. Right, today I'm going to talk about a man called Oliver Campbell. Now, Oliver Campbell, as you've probably seen in the news, served 33 years of a life sentence for found guilty of murdering a man, which it subsequently transpires was an unsafe decision, because Oliver Campbell was of limited intellect due to brain damage as a child, and he said, bullied and coerced by the police into making a confession, which reminded me of the case of Kitchko. You may remember that. He was subsequently found to be innocent because the police had taken the easiest subject, being Kitchko, and persuaded him to make confession. The same with this Oliver Campbell. The police had coerced him and bullied him, they said. That's what the evidence was presented to the appeal court, and he was subsequently released from prison this week, I believe. Yeah, so have a look at that case, because there are a lot of people who are saying that we should have the death penalty. Well, if we had the death penalty, now what would be happening? He'd have been dead for 33 years, not released, not found subsequently to have a very unsafe judgment against him because of his mental incapacity. And that's the problem you've got with the death penalty. It's absolutely final. Once you've actually hung somebody, you ain't going to revive them after 30 years or something when it's subsequently proved to be an unsafe version of the jury's decision. So I believe that's one of the big problems with the death penalty. I'm not a great advocate of the death penalty, actually, because having seen how people do suffer in prison, I mean, I've got my liberty here, but if I spend, say, a week just working in the office, this office here, and I've got the freedom of the house, it's still quite stressful. I'd like to get out a bit, you see. And you're in prison, you ain't getting out. You're in those walls, behind the door, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. So you're not going out. So that's my argument against the death penalty, is that it's very final, very quick, and we're all going there in the end anyway. So I believe that people who have committed horrendous crimes, keep them in prison. They may have a restricted regime, but it's a far worse experience than just being immediately snuffed out. I sincerely believe that's the case. And Tales from the Jails, do please like and subscribe. Leave me some comments down below. One or two people have been leaving me comments. Somebody called me a sad old man. Thanks very much for that. I'm not, actually. I might be an old man, yeah. As I said before, that guy had done 30 years and joined 5 years after I'd retired. Anyway, do please like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. And we're going to be talking very soon about the problems with the police. Because I don't know if you've seen the police, there's thousands of them resigning. Basically, I think because it's lost the police force has lost its way. Seems to me to have. And there's a video somebody sent me recently to watch of a lady who complained to the police of being spit upon by what she termed a filthy migrant. And the police said, this is not the kind of language we can accept as you're using, this is unacceptable. She said, this person has just spit at me, deliberately, assaulted me in effect, and you're giving me a lecture on my language. Don't you think you should be doing your job? Well, the problem with the police seems to be that they don't know what that job is. And it isn't to lecture sentient adults on their personal beliefs and their expressions of hostility towards people that assault them. It isn't. It's their duty to uphold the law, but they seem, for some reason, to have forgotten that. Now, I've got a new channel out today, by request. People have asked me for this, and you can get it on. It's on YouTube. It's called Poetry, People and Places, which is exactly what it says. It's got poetry, it's talking about the people and the places that they lived or wrote the poetry about. So do please have a look at my new web broadcast, my YouTube channel, and if you would, like and subscribe. This is Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. I'm back from holiday. More to come.